Guys, I'm addressing to you tonight. Have you ever woken up next to a complete stranger? No, it's not that kind of talk. I'm talking about the woman that you love, the woman that you knew that was once confident, once out there, who maybe now be anxious, very emotional, even biting your head off all the time, and let alone your sex life has gone out the window. Well, welcome, gentlemen, to the world of menopause. My name is Trudi Roscouet. I'm worked in finance. I'm an adult teacher. I'm a PT who specialised in women's and children's fitness. And now I'm a menopause health coach. Now, I didn't wake up one morning and think, oh, I want to be a menopause health coach. No, I woke up one morning and said, oh, wow, what's happened to me? Anyway, let's get back to the story. This is Derek. Derek has been my partner for 11 years. Now, we were in 2019 heading down to Spain for a new life. I'd gone to the doctor for some routine blood tests. And during that time, she said, well, we'll have a few tests. I'll call you back. She called me back and she said, I've got some good news and some bad news. I was like, oh, right, okay. So the good news is you're not diabetic. The bad news is you're going through the menopause. And I was like, what? I was 51. So I went back home to Derek and I said, Derek, what is this menopause? Now, I'm sure many men may also feel the same, having never experienced the menopause. So we then talked about and looked up to find out about the world of hormones. So we have 3 hormones, both male and female: estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. And over a period of years, can be about 10, they're slowly declining out of the body. Now, if they just slowly declined out of the body, we'd be great. But that's not quite true, because estrogen tends to be very, very volatile, which causes maybe a little bit of volatility in our symptoms. So let's talk about symptoms. So let's talk about the invisible symptoms, the psychological symptoms. Anxiety, sadness, depression, lack of motivation, feeling overwhelmed, lack of confidence. These are the things you can't see. And then let's talk physical symptoms. Where do I start? Hair thinning, hair loss, dry eyes, dry skin, burning tongue syndrome, tinnitus, facial hair, moving down, aching joints. What about an increase in cardiovascular disease, changes in boob size, digestive disorders, bloating, weight gain? And if it can't get any worse, let's consider vaginal atrophy. Gentlemen, I would suggest you don't look that up on the work laptop. And then in midlife, we've also got children. So now we're having children older. So now we have this increasing washing machine of hormones between teenagers and menopause. Or we have the older children who are off to university, thereby causing the empty nest syndrome. We now have an aging population. So now we have parents who may need caring. There you go. That's the sandwich generation. But on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, we also are now working till we're about 95 and a half to get some form of pension. Of course, there's the normal job that we do, the shopping, cooking, and then becoming the red-hot lover at the end of the night. Menopause is real. It's not. It can't be invisible. So, why should you care? menopause is not a female issue. It's a work issue, a family issue. It's a human issue. In 2022, the Forset study produced a report for Davina McCall's Sex, Mind and the Menopause. And it stated that 13 million women in the UK are in some stage of menopause. So let's take that. Behind every man, there's 10 women, right? And 9 of them could be in some form of menopausal state. Now, that's quite frightening. In the same year, the Family Law Menopause Project stated that 73% of women had blamed menopause in part of their divorce or menopause symptoms. So let's roll it in. In January this year, the Menopause Hub in Ireland stated that 60% of men felt that menopause had implicated in their relationship. And in the same year, in the same report, 7 out of 10 men stated that they felt they were uninformed. They had no ways of finding and coping and getting information about their relationship and how they could help their partner. Anyway, gentlemen, never fear, Trudi's here. And today's your lucky day, because I'm going to show you some hints and tips on how to get through your relationship and hopefully become a better partner. So, what should you be doing? Yes. So, the first one, listen, don't fix. Listen, listen, listen. Listen to what women have to say. One of the biggest complaints I get from women is that nobody listens to them, not just their partners, but doctors, medical staff. It's called medical gaslighting. You're being put off. Depressant. This is what we want to do. But partners, we need you to be there. We need you to hear what we're saying. If we're tired, we're really tired. If we're not communicating very well, we don't want to communicate very well. That's a hint. Number 2, empathise. That is not sympathise. That is about empathy, the non-verbal gestures. I appreciate it, gentlemen, that you may not actually understand what we're going through. But just those non-verbal nods, giving your attention, just having you being present in the room whilst we're talking, always helpful. Number 3, learn. Listen to a podcast, read a book, watch Davina's programs. There is so much out there. I'm going to use the word Google, but it really is about educating yourself. And number 4, support. Just be with her. Listen to how she wants to find the solution. Not for you to find the solution, but how she's going to deal with it. Menopause can be dealt with in a number of ways. So we have that issue of where many of us will have been told by our mums that they sailed through it. But menopause can be there and treated with hormone replacement therapy, HRT for short. Find out about the risks versus the benefits. Look at the lifestyle. Look at your lifestyle. Find out what you can do to help her. Go for a walk after dinner. Have an alcohol-free night. Reduce meat. There's so many things that you can do together to help. And if all else fails, give her a hug. Hugs are amazing. Boosting oxytocin, our feel-good hormone, reducing cortisol, it's there. But remember that menopause is real. And we often go on about today's world, how we're all talking about menopause. Menopause hasn't got worse. Life has. So, what are we going to do? And how do we do this? Thank you, Derek. Yes, flowers and date nights. Brilliant. Okay, we're in there. I'm up for that anytime. But the biggest thing you can do is show up. Show up and be present. Listen to her. Support her. Just be there. Menopause is going to stay, but she wants you to stay. She wants you to hear those words, I love you. Menopause, let's break the taboo. Let's break the silence. Let's start the conversation. Be the change. This is Derek. Derek doesn't fix, he listens. Derek doesn't judge, he supports. Derek doesn't disappear, he shows up. Menopause came, Derek stayed. Be like Derek. And thank you. Okay.